Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1 Division 4. As you can see, the championship right in front of you. There are 3 rounds left, including this. If you want to pause it and have an in-depth look at the championship, go ahead. But all I know is tonight, if Lincoln finishes 3rd, Millsy does not finish, and Button's behind Lincoln, he wins the championship tonight. So it's in his hands. But there are ways he can't win the championship tonight. If he finishes low in the points and Button or Millsy finishes above him. So it could go on to the next round, which is Austria. And then we finish the championship with China. So it could go either way. But yeah. Oh my god. Cornet Star nearly hits the back of Button, leaving the pit lane. Gets lucky there. But as you can see, it's going to be an entertaining race. High drama in this one from the title. And it's going to be an absolute slobber knocker, as JR would say from wrestling. And this is going to be very, very interesting. As you can see, Rogue comes to the line, runs out of ERS on the run to the line. Now, Old Manzi to the line, only P12. And you notice we jumped straight into Q2 because Q1 was irrelevant because we've only got 14 drivers. So we just jumped straight to Q2. As you can see, the championship leader, Millsy, is starting from last position. He is starting from last. As Immortal comes to the line on the soft tyres, goes P4. Revengezilla around the final corner. He's on the soft tyres as well, as is Lincoln, as is also Rogue, and that is it, I think, as Revengezilla puts himself through. Now Rogue, what can Rogue do? Rogue is through already, which he should not set this lap because he'll be starting on the mediums if he doesn't. But he comes around the final corner. He's going to set this lap, it looks like, to the line now. TYG Rogue, where's he going to put himself? P1 for now. So he's P1 in this qualifying 2 session. Very good lap, but he did set it on the soft, so 109.5. We lose Millsy, Bizarre Mike, OG Greasy, who's a newbie, and NUFC 7 Owen. Now, Millsy is a surprise, starting from last place, but he can always do something from there. Millsy's a very good qualifier. As you can see now, everybody has done 1 lap here in qualifying. They've all done their first initial lap, other than Rogue, who keeps invalidating. Now Fishsticks comes around the final corner, just avoids the wall of champions. Can he come to the line and put himself in contention? And he goes provisional P1 with a 109.3. But Kachow beats that. Now Lincoln comes around the final corner. Can Lincoln beat that? It looks like potentially one of the final laps of the session. And Lincoln goes provisional pole with a 109.253. What a lap. Now Kachow to the line. He's invalidated, but that would have been enough to beat him. Now it's all up to Cornet Star. Can Cornet Star nail the final chicane? He gets it slightly wrong. Hits the wall. And Cornet Star might have just blown any chance of pole position. And he goes on 109.4. Without that mistake, he probably would have been provisional pole. He would have been on pole position. But now let's run you through the grid for this race. We got 14th place, RSF1 Millsy needs to improve. If it stays as it is in this order, he will not be the champion. It will be Lincoln. Then in front of him is his teammate Bizarre Mike. Then OG Greasy. In front of him, NUFC Owen, a previous winner around here, around RSF1 Division 4. And then Revengezilla P10. P9 is Immortal, who is not the best qualifier, so he must have been happy to be in the top 10. Then you've got Old Manzi in P8 with TYG Rogue in P7, who loves a good crash. Desbro in P6. In front of him you got the Aston Martin of Button, where they can win the Constructors today, so they've got a lot to drive for. Cornet Star P4. Fishsticks takes P3 in the Ferrari, as Rogue and Old Manzi gets disqualified. P2 is Kerchow. And pole position is the championship leader, RSF1 Lincoln. Can he go ahead and win today and seal the championship? If he wins, I think he seals it. So it's all up to Lincoln as we gear up to the 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go here for the RSF1 Division 4 Grand Prix around Canada. And it looks like Lincoln gets an initial good launch, but Fishsticks hits the back of Lincoln. And Lincoln then spins on the Aston Martin of Kachow. And Fishsticks has absolutely just pinballed, bowled out the championship leader. He is now at the back of the grid. Immortal got caught up in it as well, unfortunately. And that is just ridiculous. That is the last thing Lincoln needed. From pole position now, he's down into 13th. His championship rivals, 9th place Millsy. And the other one, Button, is in P3. That is high drama to start the race. And now it's a fighting back recovery drive now from Lincoln. As Fishsticks moves to the side and lets Lincoln and Immortal through at the back. But he's done the damage now. The damage has been done. Now it's all up to these drivers to keep it clean for the rest of this race. But Lincoln's going to have to be praying for a safety car, because I can imagine half the grid is going to have to pit for damage here on lap 1 due to that absolute chaos at turn 1. And I was right. Rogue, Greasy, Cornerstar, Immortal, Lincoln and Fishsticks all in for wing damage. And that is not what any of those drivers were looking for here on lap 1. Now we jump to lap 3 and UFC Owen is looking at Millsy as Millsy goes wide. And Owen uses his soft tyres to go past him. And that is a good overtake there from Owen. Could have potentially left a little bit more space, but he makes that move. As you can see in front there, Revengezilla and Desperate side by side. And I think Revengezilla might have made the move on Desperate as Desperate pits. Might have been pitting for some damage there actually. There might have been some contact. And UFC Owen now has Bizarre Mike, all over the back of him. Now we jump to lap 5. We got a yellow flag. It's Immortal. Immortal is out. He's somehow bounced off the wall of champions and gone so far down the pit straight, so it must have been a huge crash. And Immortal is out, which brings out a safety car. And now it's an Aston Martin 1-3. As you can see, the safety car's an Aston Martin today, and you've got the 2 Aston Martins in a 1-2 position. So they're hoping for a good launch here. I can imagine Kachow is going to get a good start. Button is not as important for him to get a good start here, because he could act as a buffer like Bottas does in real life. He could just sit there and he could just let Kachow go. And he might well do that. We don't know. It's all up to when Kachow decides to go. He's still not gone yet. He's waiting. And he's gone. Mid-chicane. And on exit, he's bolted. Rogue gets a time penalty on the restart. But he has got a very good restart there. Kachow at the front. And he's already got a second gap on Button. I think Button might be holding back and keeping the grid behind him. As now you can see Cornet Star and Owen are going side by side through the first 2 corners into turn 3 now. Still side by side, leaving each other some space. This is great racing from the 2. Still side by side, coming down. Now into the hard braking zone of the left-right chicane. Very tight one. Still side by side, the pair of them. This is great driving. Still there. And I think Cornet might have now finally just got the advantage here. Owen's not going to want to go side by side into this corner because it's a little bit further back. And that is a lovely overtake. Lovely driving from the pair of them. As Rogue goes around. I think Rogue is spun. I don't know what happened. I think we got a replay to see what happened. As you can see on board with Millsy, and it looks like Rogue just clips the back of Owen, goes around, and that is terrible for him. Now we continue as we are. You can see OG Greasy now all the way at the back of the field as we get a yellow flag in sector 3. It's Millsy! Millsy's out! That could absolutely eliminate him from the championship fight. We've got a replay of what happened. Millsy going down the straight. He doesn't turn at all. Fishsticks comes down the left side of him. Turns right.
Check your MFD.
Oh
okay.
no!
That was a big
Fishsticks has taken out Millsy. And that explains why Fishsticks is pitting for wing damage. He has taken out a championship protagonist. That is terrible. What on earth has he done? And this is great news for Lincoln. Lincoln's in 9th place. Without Button, Button's up in P2, so this close Button back into the championship, even if Lincoln has a poor result today. This is high drama in the championship battle. As you can see, the safety car, is it the safety car restart? No, it's not. Oh, it is! It is the safety car restart. Revengezilla stayed very close to the safety car for some reason, and absolutely just caught everybody else out. That was a crazy, weird restart. I think it was, he was close to the safety car anyway. I'm not actually overly convinced. As Owen tries to go down the inside of Cornet Star, now the 2 of them are going side by side again. But Cornet Star's on the soft tyres, so he manages to get a better traction out the corner and keeps the position. Now you can see Lincoln's back down here in 9th place. He's obviously expecting a lot more as Cornet makes a move on Mike. Mike backs up the corner. Lovely overtake there from Cornet just in front. As we are watching the championship leader, he's hoping for some drama. Desbro, time penalty. And in front of Lincoln, you've got old Manzi now, who looks like he's a little bit slow at this stage of the race, because Lincoln is on the soft tyres, Manzi's on the mediums. So it's now all about whether Lincoln can get some of these overtakes done and actually battle his way through the field, because he is now in a championship winning chance. He could win the title today if he gets up to P3 and beats Button. That will be title done. Now it's all up to whether he's going to be very aggressive or just take any points today. You can see old Manzi gets time penalty right in front, side by side, just in front of Manzi with Bizarre Mike and Owen. But nothing happens as we're still riding on board with Lincoln, and Desbro has crashed, and that might have brought out, yes it has, it's brought out another safety car, and I think everybody will pit for a set of medium tyres to go to the end, because you can just about get the mediums to the end from this point of the race, and it looks like the whole grid might be doing so. There's a couple drivers who have pitted mediums and mediums, they won't be able to do this, so it could be whoever hasn't run the medium tyres in this race yet could be now on for a podium, as now we're watching Bizarre Mike. I think this safety car's coming in this lap, so I don't know why he's so close to it. He's not backed off the safety car at all, and the safety car does come in this lap, and Bizarre Mike just bolts. He's done this before. It's a very weird safety car restart, but he stays so close to it and just keeps going. Everyone expects him to back off, and he just doesn't. Very, very weird technique, because it can catch you out at certain tracks. This track is not as effective because the safety car goes straight into the pit on the final corner, so he gets away with it. As Owen thinks about a dive bomb down the inside of Cornet Start again. These two just can't be separated. And he makes the move this time. Tyre advantage now to Owen, but Cornet's going to the end. Now you can see behind Cornet Star's got a high-flying Kachow thinking about a move. Bizarre Mike all over the back of Renzilla at the front, but Mike will not be able to go to the end on those tyres. They will be naffed by the end. And now Owen thinking about a dive down the inside of Button, decides against it, keeps behind Button for now, as Button is struggling slightly because Owen is on the better compounded tyre. Is Owen going to send it down the inside of Button here? He thinks about it. He's done this on a previous lap, and Button gives him the space. Great driving there and great awareness from Button to give Owen some space, just in case he went for the move, as now we have a bit of a slipstream train here. Not a DRS train yet, because DRS has not been activated. As Greasy hits the back of Cornet, which makes Cornet go across the chicane, and that probably gives Cornet a warning, which is very, very annoying for Cornet. He couldn't do much about that, he was clipped from behind. But yeah, whatever you can do. As Greasy now moves out of the way of Lincoln and old Manzi, and they both gain a position from doing so. Now Kachow all over the back of his teammate, who is in a championship fight, but he passes him, which I found really odd at the time. But Kachow makes the overtake. Maybe Kachow just got better pace than Button has, but he overtakes him, and now it's all about can he gap. You can see that you've got Cornet Star now making the move on Button. And Cornet makes a lovely, easy overtake there on Button, who doesn't fight that at all. As he brakes really early for the final chicane, as he does every lap for some reason. I don't know why he brakes so early, but it is okay. He continues on. As Lincoln now catching up with one of the people that can beat him in the championship. All he's got to do is beat Button today, and he will win the title, I think. Or just outscore him by 3 points. That's all he's got to do. It's going to be a close one. And as you can see, he's now all over the back of Button. They're on the same compound of tyre, but I think Button's just lacking some pace as he goes deep. Lincoln gets acceleration off that corner. Now can he go for the overtake? He's thinking about it now. He's side by side. I think he's ahead of Button at this point. Goes for the move down the inside. Button doesn't give him that much space. Then squeezes him on the exit, which now loses Lincoln a position to old Manzi and potentially to Fishsticks as well. Fishsticks is trying to pass him. Lincoln must be frustrated because Button gives him no space. Then he brakes really late, goes between the two cars of Fishsticks and Button. That was very, very close to wing damage. Now he gets in the slipstream. He's going to have DRS, but Button's going to get DRS on Old Manzi in front. So it's going to be who can get the position. As Button breaks very, very early. Lincoln hits the back of Button, and Lincoln gets damage. That could be the end of his race today. He has now got damage. He lets Fish Sticks through. He has to do a whole lap now with damage, where he'll probably box at the end of it for fresh tyres. But that is awful news for Lincoln. As Kachow down the inside, Revengezilla to take the lead of the race. But Kachow does have penalties, and Revengezilla doesn't. As you can see, Owen in the pit lane. As Lincoln now boxes, just about slows the car down for the pit limiter. But Lincoln's now on 11 lap old tyres, and he's got to take them to the end. That is his race done. He's going to struggle to get any higher points than probably 9th. And that is awful news for him. As now we go on board with Bizarre Mike, who is homing in. Oh no, he's not. He's actually losing time. Cornet Star is homing in on Revengezilla. Now you can see Kachow's got 6 seconds. Zilla's got 3. Cornet's got none. No penalties at all. The only other driver with no penalties at the moment is RSF1 Lincoln, who is not really in contention unless a safety car comes out. Oh, Manzi, time penalty there. Cornet Star thinking about a move on Revengezilla. He might be able to make this move nice and soon, but it all depends. And you can see coming down the back straight now, Zilla's not using any ERS. He moves to the side, gives Cornet the race 9, which is fair driving there. And Cornet gets the move, as Revengezilla then misses his braking point, because he's probably distracted with a car in front of him. He hasn't had one in front of him for a while now. As Button pits for damage, which I think he picked up in the incident with Lincoln. And now, who is going to be in front here is going to be quite important. Lincoln or Button? And if he is in front of him, is Lincoln going to make Button's life hard? Because Button made Lincoln's life hard, and I don't know if he's going to repay the favour. But he is in front. Lincoln's in front right now. Button does have a time penalty as he cuts the pit exit, which is a bit naughty. You're not supposed to really do that, but he does it anyway. And now it is all between, for the lead of this race, it's between Kachow and Cornet, because Cornet doesn't have a time penalty. Kachow does have 6, and at the minute it's a 3.2 second gap. And now we go on board with Button as he's looking to make a move on Lincoln. Lincoln doesn't make it hard for him, but I don't think Lincoln really had much choice, and Button's past him. And that could be crucial. Lincoln is having an absolute nightmare of a race, because he's been hit turn 1, he's been hit again by other drivers. He then went for a move on Button, had contact. Then Button breaks a little bit earlier into the chicane than Lincoln expected. Then Lincoln gets damage from that one. But if he can stay penalty free, he'll be okay. But as you can see, no! He cuts that corner too much and he gets a time penalty. Lincoln's absolutely screwed it up. As Fishsticks thinks about a move now down the inside. He's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be fast at the end. And I don't think Lincoln will make his life difficult. I think he may even let him through. Because if he lets him through, Fishsticks might battle then Button and cause Button some time loss. And then Lincoln might be able to make a move on Button. It could go either way here. But as he comes around the final few corners, I must have banged my head. They're coming around the first sector. You can see Greasy is holding up Button. Greasy's got 9 seconds of time penalties on his debut here. Greasy moves out of the way. Fair play to Greasy because he's got more penalties, but I think he would have held them up. But he moves out the way and he lets all the drivers through and he drops down to the rear of the field. I think he's just looking to get a point today on his debut. He doesn't want to be in any problems. As now, you can see Lincoln's getting a bit racy on the back of Button. I don't know if he's going to go for this after what happened last time, as Owen now passes old Manzi down the back straight. Fishsticks looking for a move on Lincoln now. He might go for it soon, and he doesn't yet. They stay in order, but it looks like now Fishsticks has got a good run. This might be the time he makes the move. He's going to send it down the inside. He's from late. Bit more contact there. Fishsticks is driving very, very aggressively today. I don't know who annoyed him today, but he's driving like a man possessed. There's no space being given by him, and he's just aggressive. Very, very aggressive on everybody. As we now jump into the final few laps of the race, which I think is going to be... Looks like Kachow won't be able to do enough, as Fishsticks now closing in on Button. Goes for the move down the inside, makes it stick, and that's another position for Fishsticks, but he does have 6 seconds of time penalties compared to the drivers around him with 3. And now we jump to the penultimate lap of the race. As we jump forward and we're having a look at Cornet, Kachow, Revengezilla. As now, Kachow on the final lap, final corner, he's got 9 seconds of time penalties, so he's not going to win this race, but it's all about whether he's going to get P3 at this point. Or P2, sorry. And he finishes the race across the line in first, but the winner is Cornet Star, as Revengezilla comes home in third, so Kachow gets second. Now, Bizarre Mike looks like he's going to get P4, which is a good result for him. I think it equals his best. Bizarre Mike comes across the line, P4. Then Old Manzi 5th. Owen's going to get... Oh no, Owen's going to get 5th. Old Manzi's going to get 6th, I think. It's going to be close between him and Fishsticks. No, Fishsticks takes 6th. Old Manzi gets 7th. Button's going to get 8th. Lincoln's going to get 9th. And Greasy's going to get 10th. And the fastest lap goes to Fishsticks as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you're new around here, please subscribe for more. If you enjoyed this, leave a like. And I have been Chris12LFC. And I shall see you later.